So the cool thing about having my previous channels completely wiped off, all that information gone with the wind, is that I get to do it all over again. So I'm just gonna post the things I posted before, mostly, well, when I'm not doing music videos, commentary on current events, which I am well qualified to comment on because I was a history teacher. I've studied history since 1957. Right, my first book was about dinosaurs. I was 5 years old. My first book was about dinosaurs. What do you want from a 5-year-old? My mother had already taught me to read with those little golden books. So once I graduated from the good little golden books, if you don't know what those were, you can look them up. They were popular back in the 50s, I guess. And they had, and I like the illustrations. So back in the 50s, we'll come back to the 50s if I remember it. So right, I went to the library on 23rd Street. I think it was East 23rd Street in Manhattan. And I got out this book about dinosaurs. So the first chapter was about um, pre dinosaur life, let us say. And I learned about trilobites. There are probably people walking around today who have no fucking idea what a trilobite is. But I knew what one was back in 1957. I still know what one is because they aren't alive today. But I did start learning shit back in, well, before 1957 when I was a little kid. Like I said, my mother used to read, taught me how to read with these golden books back in the 50s. That's right. So another thing that happened in the 50s, I mean, the world today it's very tense. These are very tense times. Everybody is stressed out. I'm fucking stressed out. Um, my wife is stressed out. My friends are stressed out. Every decent person in America is stressed out. Scumbags, not so much. Um, God damn it. Oh, but back in the 50s. Okay, so back in the 50s, we all we had our own stress uh, stress producers, let us say. So the biggest stress producer back in the 50s was the threat of nuclear war, right? I was born 7 years after World War II, so nukes was still a big thing. Everybody was afraid of nukes. I lived in New York City, and I could lean out my window and see the Empire State Building, which was ground zero for the nukes if we got bombed. So there would be air raid drills. Air raid sirens would go off. You don't hear that now, right? But you could be sitting in school looking at your little book or whatever, and there goes the air raid siren, goes off. And I can't remember if everybody was supposed to take cover in the air raid shelters. If you're walking around Manhattan and you see these little triangular little things, I think it was like three triangles in a circle. I can't really remember. That was an air raid shelter. So you had to go down. Usually it was downstairs in a basement of someplace. So you had to go down there so that when you were vaporized, I mean, there'd be no little spot on the splotch on the wall. Well, not really. The government just lied to us and told you if you want to survive a nuclear attack, take cover. That's you probably seen the duck and cover videos. There's probably a duck and cover video around here somewhere. That's where you're in school and you had a duck and cover your head like this under your desk. And for some weird reason, in my class, the little girls had to throw their skirts over their head. When you're a little kid, you don't think anything about this, but there's something funny going on there. With whatever teacher that was, I can't remember who it was. Then there was the other thing, the other drill. I guess it was an alternate to duck and cover, where you stood in the hallway, but not near the glass. Don't stand near any windows because you don't want to be hit by flying glass in a fucking atomic explosion. That's basically just gonna incinerate you. The government didn't tell us about They didn't say be prepared for incineration. They just said duck and cover and don't stand near the windows, and the sirens would go off. So there was a daily expectation of being like I said, incinerated by a nuclear bomb. So that was kind of stressful, but still, in the 50s was a simpler time. We didn't have all this social media going on telling us what was going on. Uh, so you were pretty much uh, compared to today's media, you almost isolated. You know, everybody had their little communities, the Italian American community, the Puerto Rican American community, and they fucking hated each other. The African American community, and then the Italians mostly hated all of them. You know, I don't subscribe to hate for anybody except those cocksucking Nazis. So I'm going to ramble on. Yeah, so back in the old days, things weren't really hunky dory for a lot of people. But for me and my middle class white, well, nobody's white. I'm kind of pinkish tan. That knuckle's a little. See, this knuckle here is a little different because that's my special knuckle that I use for the only in self defense for the one knuckle kill a hot punch. I don't advocate violence except in self defense, but you hit somebody hard enough in the sternum, you can kill them. Almost happened to me when I crashed my car and the steering wheel impact on my sternum. It fucked up my heart for a while. Then I got this medicine, made my heart go back to normal. And let's face it, a lesser man would have fucking died right then and there. But I just got out of the wrecked car and cursed a lot. And then I went and finished what I had to do that day, even though I was in pain. So anyway, enough about me. Why did I start this video? I can't remember. Now I'm going to have to watch it to see what I actually started talking about. That's what happens when you get old. You just ramble on. I know I mentioned the, this is my coffee. I'm having, what am I doing up so early today? It's 2:11 p.m. Oh, I know why, because I have to leave in about an hour to go to Lancaster, PA, and play my bass at the Lucky Dog. I am a lucky dog. I've been a lucky guy all my life. It's probably why I'm still alive. All right, so I'm going to go watch this video again so I can make a title, so I can, so I can remember what was on it, what I said on it, and then what the main thrust of it was, let us say. And then I could go make a title. Right? Okay, so I'll be back, and I'll just have to do all my other videos over again, which will be cool, except the one about where I recite Homer. I don't remember that much of it. We'll give that one a go sooner or later. All right, so, it's Saturday night. I know I used to have a lot of young people. When I had 134,000 subscribers, I had a lot of young people, and I would always say, when you go out, be careful, don't overindulge, especially women. If it feels wrong, it probably is wrong. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Don't ever let yourself, man or woman, be taken to a secondary location, okay? If somebody tries to forcefully or some kind of, or deceptively entice you to a secondary location, do not fucking go, all right? Do not fucking go. And if you want to survive in this world, you better start studying a martial art. That's all I got to say now. Let me go watch the beginning of this video now so I can see what it's about.